Hi friends, welcome back to another lovely month, September, my birth month. I'm turning a lovely 25.
Está viejo.
I'm almost off that parental insurance.
Stop, it's too real.
It's time for me to, I gotta, in this next year, I have to squeeze all of my appointments. All of them.
Now you gotta be grown.
I know, that's scary. I don't like that. And I'm gonna be old. I won't be able to get cheap train tickets in the UK
no more student discounts
anymore. No more student discounts on anything, which is weird because I'm a student of life. I truly think I should be getting student discounts, all of the time. How are you, Dami? How are you, Dalton? With me today, I have my good friend Omani.
Hi, I'm trans.
Icon. I met Omani last year, my first year in Chicago.
Real.
Was the first time I met you at Wynwood Drag Brunch?
It was.
It was, right? Because I remember you had the Freddy Krueger get up.
Yeah.
And then the second time you came back, I actually talked to you.
Yes, because I brought a laptop to actually try to do work, but then my laptop died because I think things through when I do things.
Mark.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been friends ever since, right? And Omani, tell us a little bit about yourself. What you do, who you are,
yes,
what you serve.
I'm a cute little nightlife entertainer. I work as a drag queen at Charlie's multiple times in the week, sometimes too often. I'm there every Thursday for Drag Survivor, hosted by my drag mother, Alexandria Diamond. Yes, I'm part of the House of Diamonds. We're kind of cool or whatever, not to, toot my own horn. Stunty. If you met the girls, they're actually really stupid, but, I real recognizes real. I also have the House of Diamonds show every first and third Sunday of the month where you get to see all of us showcase our talent. A good handful of the bitches, like almost all of them, bring stunty numbers every time. And Charlie's is just a good place to vibe, so come through.
It is. It's a good time. I like Charlie's. Especially during the week. Sometimes on weekends it can get a little,
too good.
A little, a little circuity sometimes with the music. But during the week it's pretty good. I like going out during the week. It's just the vibes are better.
Mm-hmm.
You get to talk to people, you get to hang out with people a little more. But yeah.
I might be biased, but I think we have some of the best drag shows in the city.
I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. I think second would be Berlin, maybe? I think Berlin has a lot of individual shows. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Hydrate in Berlin.
Hydrate's always at the back of my mind. I'll stop in to Hydrate for a really quick drag show, or Sundays. Sundays, the music at Hydrate is the only time I'll go there to dance.
I'll only go when I know, any of the Kool-Aids or, kitties performing. If not, then it's
work.
Have fun.
I go Sunday because Ecstasy is the DJ during the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
At night, it's whatever. But during the daytime, if you're doing a Sunday Funday moment, you just want to stop somewhere else. Hydrate's got good tunes. I like.
Good to know.
Not sponsored. We are not sponsored by any of the bars on Halstead. However, if they were to reach out, I would sell out in a hot second.
They know where I live, so they can send me money.
Yes. I will be showing up talking about.
Come on, coins.
My coins.
Let
me collect my coins. Speaking of collecting coins, it is September, which means you can save, I believe, up to 30% on all subs. That includes upgrading your Prime subs to regular Tier 1 subs. And while you save money, I get paid the full amount. So you only pay three whatever and some change. I get the full 5. And then if you sub for more than 1 month at a time, you save more. So if you know you're gonna sub every month and you just want to bundle up a couple months, 3 months at a time, you could save more money and still support the stream and get all your fun emotes and all the shenanigans.
Bargain hunting.
You know me. I love a bargain. I love a bargain.
I love a deal.
All right, let's get shit kicking.
Sponsored by the Yummy Guru Gummy Bears with 6 assorted flavors. There's no gluten and there's no nut.
That's no fun.
No nut is no fun.
No nut is no fun. I will think about that thing. Not collecting. You know what? The Last of Us 2 is iconic and great, and I do want to replay it at some point before I go and visit Seattle because of my good friend Mo moved to Seattle, and it would be pussy to play the game and see Seattle before I be in Seattle.
Mm-hmm. It kind of smells funky.
A little is the more.
It smells like.
They smell like plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Are we eating microplastics?
Yes.
It's a microplastics moment.
There's green apple, strawberry, pineapple, watermelon, tangerine, and blue raspberry.
And great garbage patch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with a voicemail. We got 2 voicemails that kind of flop into one question because the person left 2 of them. Gluten-free gummy rating. How would you rate these? So I'm trying one of the blue ones, which is
Blue raspberry.
blue raspberry. And
They kind of remind me of like the Scooby-Doo gummy bear snacks. Them shits were fire.
the ones that were opaque were the best.
Mm-hmm.
The bright blue ones. This one's not too bad. I think on the whole they're not terrible, but they do have an odd smell. That's the only thing. It smells a little.
I'm a Haribo stan though. Like
I'm a Haribo girl. Yeah.
These are okay though.
Yeah, they're good.
If you like artificial stuff, this stuff is good, I'd say.
That part. Actually, I do want to play one voicemail that is not a voicemail, but is only 9 seconds, and therefore we'll play it. So, listen. I'll play it one more time in case you missed it. That is 9 uninterrupted seconds of heavy breathing. I don't know who left the voicemail.
I don't know, it's kind of hot.
It is giving Ghostface.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I want to be on my Sidney Prescott yet, but I might.
Come on, Breath of the
Breath
Wild.
of the Wild.
Drag her.
Okay, let's get into the first and only voicemail. Remember, guys, voicemails get put through a voice changer, and you get tarot cards pulled for each of them. So this is our September voicemail. It's a little long, but bear with us. It's also in 2 parts. We're going to do first part, we'll talk about it, then we'll do second part, and we'll talk about it. All right? So I'm going to mute it.
Okay, so, I'm thinking about getting back with my ex. That's the subject line. The premise of it all is that before we've been together, well, before we broke up, we've been together for, I'm gonna say 3 or 4 years. We basically like grown up together. Like, we've been 18 together, we've been 21 together, we know each other's past, we know each other's families, da 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 da. But yeah, once he sort of moved away, things became very like weird, and it's just been messy stuff like nonstop between like the distance, the trust, the like other guys getting involved and stuff like that. And we just had to like, distance ourselves from each other because he didn't want to be on the same page, and I wasn't gonna put up with it. So months later, after he's being the most toxic version of himself, he claimed that he's gotten that out of his system, that he's learned, that he's different now, and that he wants to be together again. And I guess my question to you is, how would I know if someone is like truly like healed or like changed. A little bit on him. He's a Cancer sun, Taurus rising, and his moon sign is an Aquarius. Also, like, when I tell you, like, it's nothing worse that he could have done, like, the cheating, the lying, the back and forth, the hot and cold, the distance, like, we've probably been through it all, which is why now I'm like, okay, there's nothing worse that we could have, like, gone through because we already went through it already. And, like, I do kind of like him, but, oh wow, it's 3 minutes. Okay, hold up.
All right, so that's the first voicemail that they left. Let's recap it. Okay. It was a little long. It was almost 3 minutes. 3 minutes is the cutoff, by the way. If you leave a voicemail, make sure to keep it under 3 minutes. This caller is thinking about getting back together with their ex. Before they broke up, they were together since like before they were 18. I'm assuming they're like early mid 20s now, because they said 4 years. They knew each other when they were 18, 21. They're probably like
23, 24.
Around our age, right?
Yeah.
And so he's thinking about getting back together with his ex. They know each other's families. Then the ex moved away. Things got messy. Other guys came into the picture. The caller got cheated on, and that was the final straw. And so they left. And now the ex is coming back into the picture saying, "Baby, I'm changed. Baby, I'm changed. Take me back. I'm a new man." And the question is, how do you know if someone is truly healed or changed? Also, he's a Cancer sun, Taurus rising, Aquarius moon, which means a lot of things that I don't know, but I do know it means he's emotional, airheaded, and stubborn as a bull.
Sounds like a good big three, I say.
Let's start out with some cards. And then we will... We'll get into the shit. You know what I mean?
I don't know. For me, no matter the sign, no one changes when they say they change. For her, I feel like everyone has a bit of, like, intrinsic, just, like, core values to themselves that just can't be, like, altered in any way, no matter how hard we try.
Everyone's got a line to cross, you know? Mm-hmm. Wherever you draw that line in the sand. And that doesn't make you a bad person, but if your line is where someone else's line isn't, then no matter what, it's just not gonna work out as best as it could.
Real.
Oh.
One is the number. You have to prove they have changed and show that you are in it and mean it for real, for real. No, for real.
For reals.
No, for real.
For reals.
No, like, for real. What? I forgot what all of these mean.
The tower. I don't. Give me a second. We're gonna pull a moon card to clarify, but the things I'm seeing are, you know, I always want to say there's never a bad card, but if there were a bad card, it would be the tower. The cards just say, "Run the fuck away."
Literally.
Run the other way, bitch. Run the other way. Okay, we're gonna take this. We're gonna take both because they both jumped out. I usually only take
jumped.
Jumped.
They jumped.
They jumped. Okay. With card captures, Zagro cards.
Oh my god.
The cards we got were the 7 of Wands or the 7 of Staves via the Miss Cleo Tarot Power Deck, available on Amazon.
Go let me know.
The Knight of Pentacles or the Knight of Coin Tatas, and the Tower. The Tower. And then for our moon cards, we got It Is Time to Release Negativity, which is the full moon in Scorpio.
Imagine that.
I know, right? And Adjustments Are Required.
Wow.
The 3rd quarter moon.
Imagine that.
I know. Adjustments are required, and the adjustments are saying, bitch, run the fuck away.
Imagine getting dragged by the universe like that.
And
That's
the universe
crazy.
is dragging. So I am not super familiar with the Knight of Coins. So we're just gonna look that one up again because I be forgetting. I'll be forgetting a lot. And I know the Seven of Staffs is a journey. I forget if it's a positive one or not.
See, I'm a believer in second chances for people, specifically exes.
Okay.
But I will also say that, like, I try to trust my gut, and if it's saying that, like, oh, maybe it's not worth giving a second chance, then don't do that.
I think everything. I do think people are deserving of second chances.
You know everyone deserves a second chance.
Maybe not
with
everyone.
exception. Yeah.
With exception. That is with exception. Let's read these cards. So the Seven of Staves, as you see, he is walking near a river, the Nile. I'm assuming this whole deck is Egyptian themed.
She's trudging, mama.
But she's hunched over, overworked, challenged, but she's still walking. She's not on the floor. She's walking.
Oh, she's walking, honey. She's
I'm
walking.
still here, here. It's very that. You know what I mean? And then the Knight of Coins, we have an exchange. Oh, the Knight of Coins, I do remember. The Knight of Coins is about productivity. It's about slow productivity. So Knights are all about progress, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so coins are usually about work or money, but it can also be currency in terms of like relationships and stuff. So it's not a quick, it's not quick work. It's all in a day's work. It ain't much, but it's honest work. It's that, but in this case, it's that with a relationship. You know what I mean? So it's something you gotta fucking work at. If you are gonna do it, you gotta work at it. And the Tower, let's talk about the Tower. The Tower, I said this earlier, I don't say there's bad tarot cards, but if there were, it would be the Tower. The Tower is about things crumbling in a way where death is about change and Devil is about your chains and your fears. The Tower is about chains and change, but more of a violent change. Like, the Tower is crumbling. It is on flame. Lightning is striking the Tower. People are freaking out. In the original card, people are falling out of the Tower. It's a mess. It's on a rocky shore. This is basically rocky waters.
Like a good party.
Things are crumbling. This was Queen on Sunday.
God.
Queen, the Tower was Queen on Sunday. Tower can be good, but Tower does scare me. Especially when we're talking about exes. Is the Tower a good thing? It might be a good sign to get the hell out.
Yeah.
But I think what you said earlier, you can't really judge if someone's changed. You kind of have to use your own discretion and decide whether or not the juice is worth the squeeze.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
What if that fruit's not like ripe yet? What if it's still bitter?
What if it needs a little time?
Yeah.
But also, if that's worth it to you, maybe try it out and see what's what, you know? But you also have to prepare yourself for the possibility that things aren't as changed as you might want, you know what I mean? Because he might be healed from some stuff, but there might be some stuff underlying that he maybe hasn't uncovered, you know? Have you ever gone back with an ex?
No, yeah. The
Same.
person I'm currently dating is like one of my exes. Like, it's our second go, but it's going a lot better.
Okay, see?
And that's about trusting your gut.
And that's a positive one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not that I've gotten back with multiple exes, but I've definitely done that thing where you break up and then you just keep fucking around with them and you just extend the already expired shelf life of your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, it is giving a second chance, but from a distance. And I don't even like that. But I do think people deserve second chances. So, and the cards are saying that if you are going to give this person a second chance, you can expect things to be changing, but also knowing that the work you're going to put in is going to take a little longer than you might initially want, so don't try to rush things. Especially with the Seven of Staves paired with the Knight of Coins, it's slow progress. And this is like, say Ligma. Boom. No, but this is so it's definitely if you're gonna give this person a second chance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Adjustments are required, and negativity has to be released. And this I made a joke earlier saying run away, but it could be negativity that you might have, things you might be harboring from the first time you had the relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the cards, slow work, don't rush it. It's a daily thing. Do you have any advice as someone who is currently on a second go with someone that you previously dated?
Yeah, definitely take everything a lot slower. When you're making your decision before you like decide to get back together or not, just outweigh like everything. Like if it's worth closing yourself off from like maybe different relationships you could pursue, if it's worth just like going through getting to know someone that you already know again because like it's the second go, and just seeing if like the progress they've made up until then has been like worth it.
And they didn't mention if they were getting together and like being monogamous, or if they were just bringing that person back into their circle in terms of talking.
Okay.
But that could be another thing. Like if you guys are going straight into a relationship, maybe just hang out with them a couple times and try to get to know them a little bit better without fully being like, okay, we're together again. Give it some time, feel it out before being like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say
keep your guard up.
Keep your guard up, which goes along with what Ivan just said. Set boundaries and goals. Take it slow, very slow. You know what made you leave, so you know what can be worked on. I mean, that is true. Because you said in the voicemail, they said that the worst thing he could have done was cheating. So you've already hit the alleged rock bottom. So as long as you can work on that, that's for sure. But yeah, part of that has to be released on your end. You can't go in holding a grudge, because then you're already setting yourself up for failure. You know what I mean? Let's go into the second part of the voicemail. It's a little shorter. It's just a minute. I think here they go into their signage, their zodiac.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's listen.
I do kind of like him, but I don't want it to look a serious moon. And okay, my apologies. Same person here. I just wanted to give more premise on me and the whole shebang. I'm a Capricorn sun, Aquarius moon, and my rising is a Cancer. Also, I'm no saint either. I did some of the stuff he's done, but not to the degree that he's done it. Basically, the whole I hurt him, he hurt me, and just like the whole back and forth. I wanted to grow, he wanted more war, and he just wanted to keep on attacking me and stuff like that. And not physically, none of that, no domestic here. But like he's still like going at it with the games, and I was just like, I have to grow up and be an adult. Like I have to move on. And then he just kept going. But with other, like, guys that, like, was about that game. And now he's saying he's done with the game. So I'm just like, oh my God, is he really done with the games? Is my man back? But I don't want to be that dumb. But, can something like that be possible?
Okay, so we got a little more info. Recap. They're a Capricorn sun, Aquarius moon. They both have an Aquarius moon. Okay. I have an Aquarius moon. So I feel that.
Okay.
And
rising is a Cancer.
Rising Cancer.
They're emotional.
Which is funny because their ex is a Cancer sun.
Mm-hmm.
And then Capricorn and Taurus aren't too far off. So their big three are kind of very similar.
Yeah.
Which might be why they might be too similar. But basically, he's just said, is he really done with the games? There was a lot of back and forth. And Caller wants to grow. Mm-hmm. We all want to grow. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pull cards for this one because it's just a continuation. Mooney, did you send an email? I did get 9 seconds of this. Could this have been you? Because other than that, I got a spam call about
Hi, my
tax
name
debt.
is Charlie Shepard. This is a notification call from our Department of Tax, Debt, and Financial Settlement Services. There are new programs that can help you reduce or eliminate your debt completely. It is possible that your tax debt can now be considered temporarily non-collectible. You can call me back at my personal desk. Yeah.
The voicemail struggle strikes again. Yeah, I would say if your voicemail didn't go through, message me privately and we'll figure out, because I want to know what happened when you called. Did it allow you to do your full voicemail, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Because that's all I had for this past month was just these two that I got today. But to go back to the person who just gave us their whole shebang.
Something don't sound right.
I don't know if I have anything to add, really.
Yeah.
It gave more info, but I feel like we already talked about.
I feel like
all the
saying that,
shenanigans.
like, I'm done with the game or, like, done with the games, that sounds very red flaggy. Like, it kind of sounds like famous last words that have been said before kind of thing.
Maybe.
So, I don't know. I would take it with a grain of salt.
Mooney, it is too late to call in now because I have to download the voicemails and put them through the voice changer, et cetera, et cetera. But if you want to call, we will gladly take it for next month. But yeah, I think we kind of covered all for this voicemail.
I think.
We got everything. I would just say, take it with a grain of salt. Be prepared for anything. Take it very slow. And it could go well. It could go not well. But the cards were saying slow and be prepared to make adjustments and release whatever grudge you might be holding. Because, if you go in angry about all this past shit from your last relationship with him, you're holding yourself back from growing with him in this new one. You know what I mean?
When in doubt, fuck around and find out.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to swap reading them. Omani, do you want to start with the first question?
Of course. Let's see. From Noodles and Humpany. It's about relationship stuff. They say, I'm currently not looking to date, long-term relationship kind, but I'm going on dates and such with different people. I'm telling all these people that when it's appropriate, what I'm looking for and what I'm not looking for, and most of them have been taking it really well. I like it and I enjoy being single. However, I'm finding it difficult to not want to, have a favorite and, wanting to spend the most time with them, which I feel is leading towards a relationship. I'm not sure if I'm going about this the right way or not because I haven't been single in forever, jumping from relationship to relationship. So do you have any advice on what being single actually is like, or if I'm just thinking too much about it and it's not actually that serious? IDK, I'm a heavy overthinker, so I just need ayuda. That means help in Spanish.
Yes. Real quick, I do not think you have to press anything once the message was over. I think you call, you hear my introductory voicemail, you leave your voicemail, and then you should just be able to hang up and it should have gone through. Unless something went wrong in the call itself. I don't know. Message me privately, we'll talk about it. But Noodles and Humpty.
Yeah. I don't know. I think when it comes to being single, everyone has different ideas of what it means to get back into dating, because the times that I was going back into dating from a relationship, I was very kind of closed off in the sense that I wouldn't get too close to people when I was dating them right after a relationship, but I would still get close with them.
Of course.
And I would say once you maybe let me read this again. It's okay to have a favorite because that just means that you know how to key with them and have a good time. Doesn't necessarily mean you're catching feelings for them or want to be around them all the time.
Thank you, Preston. Sleep tight.
Good night.
I think for me, I've always had periods of I'm not someone who jumps from relationship to relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I really valued my time being single because I enjoy putting a lot of shit into myself. And if I was jumping from person to person, bitch, I would be exhausted.
Yeah,
I'd be exhausted. That's just me though. But I think similarly when I was okay, I guess I'll date around and see what's out there. I don't know that I kept myself closed off, but I think I was very clear, at least up front, about being like, I'm not looking for a relationship. Like with me and my current boyfriend, it was like October to July. How many months is that? It's like 7 months.
Yeah.
Where we were just like,
dating
casually.
October?
October.
That's 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah.
It's just that's a full baby. And then now we're actually official. So I took it real slow, and everyone thought I was being insane by taking it that slow. I had a friend be like, after 1 month you're not calling it? I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, no.
I think that's
a
too
little
fast.
too soon, but definitely, yeah. Like, take your time, feel out what it is to be single. If that means like getting to like be with different people at the same time, like just like hanging out, doing whatever without putting a label on it, then do that. If not, like you can hang out with the same person but still not want to be like fully committed to them. That's also okay.
Yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with having a favorite.
No,
because that just means they're the closest one that if you are
Bestie,
open to being in a relationship again, that's the one you choose, right?
Exactly.
You know, would it be that bad to end up falling in a relationship? I feel like when you're trying to force one is when it can be troublesome. I think that's up to them to decide whether or not it's like the worst to just fall in a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some people are like, I want to be single and I'm gonna stay single for a bit and I'm gonna enjoy the company of a couple people. You know. Maybe they just don't want to be tied down like that. And that's fine. If they just want to fool around, hang out, get to know some people, that's perfectly fine. And I don't think they should feel any shame about having a favorite and spending time with that one person, as long as both of you are on the same page as far as not being committed to each other in that way. You know what I mean? And then if that changes, also talking about that. Because at some point you could really just be like, you know what? Fuck these other hoes.
Right.
I want that one.
Right.
You know, like I want the light blue gummy bear. The pink one can leave. The orange one can leave. I'm sticking with light blue raspberry.
Very real.
Right. But overthinking, girl, I get that. I'm an overthinker.
There's nothing wrong with being too cautious.
Yes. Unless it keeps you from making any action, then it can be bad.
Yeah. If it keeps you complacent in the same place.
Don't let caution lead you to an action, because then you can miss out on something. You know what I mean?
Truth.
Who knows? I would just give it some thought. Being single, to me, was really fun. But being in a relationship is also really fun. You know what I mean? I think there's positives to both of them. I think some people think being single is like the worst thing ever. And I feel like that's because, like, do y'all not have friends? Do you not have hobbies?
Do you know people you can just hang out with?
Do you not have advice stream co-host? Like, what are you talking about? I don't know. I just, like, take a class. I don't know.
Right.
Do something. Being single's fun. You have to do a lot of stuff. You don't have to like answer to anyone. You don't have to go, you know. It's like they say, Little Caesars is real good when it ain't a bitch in your ear telling you that it's bad.
Hello. Oh my god, I love a Little Caesars. Give me some cardboard pizza right now.
You know, we should have ordered a Little Caesars for this. ASMR Little Caesars advice stream. Well, thank you for for submitting. Keep us updated in terms of which is your favorites, stays a favorite. And if things change, I want to know. Next month, they're like, I'm not single no more, bitch. It backfired.
Wow.
Our next question is from Bussy's Gape. This is a sex and love question. And they say, so there's this guy I've been talking to for a couple weeks, and he's cute, got a great butt, and similar interests. By all accounts, we should vibe. But he does this thing where he's always talking shit about himself. Every time I say he's cute or sexy, he refuses to accept the compliment and hits me with a no you. Like, it's really getting on my nerves, and now I don't even want to meet him. Keyword being meet. I just wonder if he wasn't like that, if we would vibe better. So I'm assuming that they haven't met yet.
Yeah, and he hits me with the no you, so it means they're obviously texting.
They're texting.
Because, like, who in person goes, oh yeah, like, you have a great physique. No, you. Like, huh?
That's annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be, like, a complete deal breaker for me, but I would definitely be like, girl, take the fucking compliment.
Yeah.
Having that, like, if someone has that low self-esteem that they can't even accept, like, a simple compliment from someone that they're talking to with either sexual or romantic or some form of intimacy attached there.
Mm-hmm. Like, I would say, like, self-deprecating kind of phrases can always be, like, sometimes funny in the moment.
Yeah.
But when it's, like, repeated and, like, a cycle and, like, it's the only everything you can come up with and it's like, oh.
Girl, love yourself a little bit, right?
Like, there's therapists with, like, sliding scales, baby. Like,
exactly.
Talk to somebody about
Therapy
this.
for everyone.
Literally.
This is where we say, once again, this is a disclaimer, neither of us are licensed therapists. In most cases, the advice is therapy. However, this is for entertainment purposes. But yeah, I don't think it's a deal breaker. If it's a deal breaker for you and you really don't want to meet them, then I guess it's a deal breaker. But maybe meet them. You said they have a good butt. Yeah. So maybe the ass is worth it.
And, like, maybe y'all will vibe, but maybe it just won't be, like, a romantic vibe. Like, y'all can just be, like, buddies or some shit.
That's fair. I just
buddies can play with each other's butts.
I wouldn't lock anything out until you've met. You know what
I
mean?
Yeah.
I feel like
just feel it out.
You're selling yourself short if you just are like, I don't want to meet him.
Yeah.
Because he might not be self-deprecating in person. He might just be that way over text. Slam this shit over there. Yeah. But I would, if it is really that annoying, just bring it up. Just say, why do you do that? And maybe you can have a very fruitful conversation about why they feel that they can't accept compliments.
And then be able to open up to each other and get to know each other.
Open up to each other.
The great
and
butt.
Really get to know each other in a wink.
Get that pussy's gate.
My mic is freaking out.
Oh, it's because my phone's vibrating.
Oh, yeah, that's a phone vibrating.
Oops. The House of Diamonds don't know how to shut the fuck up.
And that's promo.
It is promo.
Okay, we got a story. This is a long one. We can take. I'll take half. You take half. It's kind of long.
I don't care.
Oh, I thought it was longer. Okay, read it.
This is from The Other Woman. I'm familiar. This is the story of the day I lost my virginity. For Kegel reasons... Kegel? Why does it say Kegel? For legal reasons, I was 18. My best friend at the time had a cousin and she was dating this guy Chad, a fake name. Chad was bisexual, very cute, and beefy for his age, and his girlfriend asked if I would fuck him. I think to ease her own guilt for regularly cheating on him. As hormonal as I was, of course, accepted this offer, went to suck his dick in the woods, and we made plans for a sleepover at his parents' house. That night, I came over, and it was Chad and his weird friend that gave major school shooter vibes. So I endured until he left, and we were alone. Chad put on basketball, smoked some weed, and it escalated from there. He basically did all the work and power bottomed me till I nutted in him. All of this was basically in the pure darkness, so I didn't know what he was doing at the time. I just knew I liked it. The next day he wanted to have his girlfriend over, but didn't want his parents to know, so she climbed up the side of the house to the second floor and came in through the window. Apparently she was expecting Chad to have fucked me, but didn't expect him to have bottomed. Her surprise was priceless. Then they left the room and I was stuck with Chad's weird friend for about 10 minutes. At that point, Chad's mom came in and asked where he was. We pointed down the halls to the room they were in, then came the screaming. His mom had just walked in on them fucking and now it was time for everyone to go home. We had this dynamic for probably a year before I caught enough feelings to out his girlfriend's cheating in an attempt to have him all to myself. But that's a story for another time.
And that's a story we need next month.
Yeah.
That's a story I want. That's the sequel we need.
Wild.
This is fully a Wattpad entry. We expect chapter 2 next month.
And come on, Chad being DL. I love this.
If there's one thing if there's one thing you need to get a DL man to put out, it's smoking a little weed.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an endorsement of DL men. We hate them. They deserve therapy more. If not more than all of us. I think we all deserve therapy, but a deal man,
something wrong with that.
Something wrong there. So to recap, this is the story of a scorned woman enlisting the help of her gay best friend to fuck her boyfriend as an apology for her constant cheating on him. Which...
That's a lot of layers. Like, first she was cheating on him, but then she's like, oh, I know you're a little fruity, so let me get my gay friend to fuck you in the ass. Like...
What season of Love Victor did this happen in? This is crazy. But then she got pissed off. No, this said she was surprised that Chad bottomed.
Like you're hoping your man was a top. No,
Your
your
hope's
man's
wrong,
someone
baby.
else's bottom. That's crazy.
If he wanted to top, he would have been fucking you. You know? So I get that with her.
Yeah.
I want a little something else.
TikTok house gone wrong. Baby.
I mean, honestly... Well, I think the whole relationship's already over, Daniel. This is just a story from a long time ago. But also, for legal reasons, I would say people lose their virginity under 18 all the time.
Yeah.
There's no legal reason there. It's just life, girl. But yeah, this is wild. I want chapter 2 next month. Please submit. If you were the one who submitted this story, please send in the extended cut where you caught enough feelings for Chad that you outed his girlfriend's cheating.
I love how Chad's parents were like, oh yeah, you can let this little faggot in. Y'all can go upstairs, close the door, smoke some weed.
That's what I'm saying.
But the girlfriend got to sneak up the side of the house.
The girlfriend got to sneak up the side of the house, which means the parents, he was definitely DL'd that. So he probably came out to her because she knew he was bisexual. The parents didn't. And then they ended up fucking while you were stuck with the weird school shooter.
Girl.
Oh my god. I don't know what's going on here. This is a good story though. This is pretty good. More. I like when the stories are juicy like this. This is like the person who was fucking their barber level juicy. That was a good one. That was from the first like 5 months ago, I think.
Jesus.
Where they were fucking their barber and the barber was rubbing up on their shoulder with their dick.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's crazy though. But he was only fucking her for 10 minutes.
That's kind of sad.
Well, I don't know if they finished, but the mom just busted in after 10 minutes. So I guess maybe it could have gone longer.
I would hope for her sake.
I would hope so. Well, she was cheating for a reason.
Yeah, maybe she didn't need to be longer.
Maybe. I don't know. If you're ever in a situation like this, I would advise everyone to get tested. If you are sexually active, get tested.
See.
Every 3 months. If you're... I don't know. Maybe some people don't got locks on their doors. I had some friends in high school who didn't have locks on their doors.
Maybe they're exhibitionists. They want to get caught.
Maybe that was part of the kink. Maybe the mom's in on it.
They're underage. Girl.
For legal reasons, they were 18.
Right. No, got me there. I
don't know. Yeah, I had friends in high school who didn't have locks on their doors. But
that sucks.
I just want to know how quickly it went from her being like, you bottomed? To them fucking in a matter of minutes. They made her horny.
She's like, I gotta do this somehow.
Straight girls love gay sex.
Girl.
They get turned on by it.
Girl.
So she was feeling it. I don't know why. If I were Chad, I would be like, I'm not fucking you right now. My weird school shooter friend and my boyfriend are here.
Yeah.
This it's not a love triangle because the gay man and the straight woman they're just friends. So really it's like a 2-prong, it's a bident. You know, not a trident, just 3 prongs. It's a bi-spear.
Bisexual.
Bisexual. Yes. It's
a tug of war.
It's like Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Wolverine before they made them a throuple. So before things turned gay.
Wait, they made them a throuple?
Oh yeah, they sleep in one room now.
That's kind of
Jean's room is in the middle like this. On one side is Scott's room, and on one side is Wolverine's room, and they all sleep together in the same bed. They're very gay. I know they're touching.
Oh, I know they're touching tips.
There's a scene where they all go to the beach together, and Cyclops is like, we're about to go to the beach, and he's like, don't you want to see Jean in a bikini? And Wolverine goes, I want to see you in a Speedo. And then he's in a Speedo later. And it was, Kyoshi, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, I was giving throuple. But this is not polycule. It was polycule. I most of the X-Men are in polycules nowadays. Okay. It's just how the series is going.
When Iceman blew on his drink, oh, baby, I got wet.
They need to make Iceman gayer in those movies.
Boo-boo.
This is a quick one. These are 2 confessions.
Okay.
Diametrically opposed. The first one, I will read. The second one you will read.
Okay.
The first one is from La Rosalina. And it says, a good friend of mine has a pet rat, and every time I see it, I want to kick it like a soccer ball. And the second one says,
the ugly KN dress wearing floaty ass bitch stays hating. Jealousy a disease. Get well soon. From Fubu.
this is so stupid.
Oh my god.
The rat is in reference to my guinea pig. He's a very good boy, except when he's not.
He's cute. No, he's really cute.
He's cute.
You have a very cute son.
But he was trying to bust open my yogurt today. He was
I would've
pulling on
kicked
it.
No,
I told him, I've seen what they do to you in Peru. And trust me, I am not above that. I will eat you fried. Fried, bitch. That's easy. He's an escape artist, though. The next one is another confession. This is from Glitch. And they said, this is a good one. I used to go through my mom's boyfriend's dirty clothes and sniff their underwear. So I don't know if there is a grammatical mistake and they just meant the boyfriend's underwear, or if they were also sniffing their mother's underwear. In that case, it's an Oedipus complex.
But okay, even if it's just like the mom's boyfriend's dirty clothes, like, what if there's still residual like pussy stink from like after like let's say him and the mom had a quickie.
Either way is dipping. It's double dipping.
Yeah, there's something kind of cross contamination.
We can assume at some point that they were smelling coochie on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just a little bit of residual cooch.
I just want to say, if this is you, this is a safe space.
Yes.
You know, this is a confession. You used to. You're not, if you're not currently doing it. You know?
Yeah, but just know you might have smelled your mother's residual cooch.
You might have, but you came out of it, so ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, I mean, sniffing it.
But
weird.
like,
it's a little weird. It's a little weird. I would not condone sniffing people's clothing.
No. Well,
Without
I don't
consent.
know. I sniff my partner's underwear sometimes. I know you be going into John's bathroom being like,
I know. I sniff his, like, when he leaves a shirt here, I'll sniff it. Because he always smells so good. That man has not ever had BO. I walk around, like, we go outside for 20 minutes, bitch, I smell like a hog.
But I bet he was like, give me that pit.
And we'll be, like, out for an entire day. We get home and he still smells good. I do not understand it. He has, like, no body odor. It's crazy.
What y'all think about ball smells?
Yeah, let's talk about ball. Wait, what's that? You know that big old...
The scrotal sense.
The big old Tumblr post? But I love the smell of balls.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, let me find it. Let me read. We'll read that one. The scent of balls.
Love them.
Tumblr.
Great.
Let's see.
I don't smell either.
Oh, okay, wait, this one.
Maybe it's the pheromones.
Cock is one of my favorite tastes. Not only that, but balls smell amazing. It makes me go a little crazy on it, to be honest. I cannot get enough of it down my throat to be satisfied. I already started, I have to finish it. I'm only satisfied when I feel the intense, powerful, salty, hot pumps of cum down my throat. When I sit back on my heels, look up at you with cum all over my mouth, and slobber running down my neck, hair all fucked up, and wipe my mouth with the back of my arm, and ask you if I did a good job, and you can't even speak because I've drained all your energy out of the tip of your dick. That's when I'm satisfied. That is a
John
classic.
Green, you nasty and ugly as hell. Shut the fuck up.
And then it's just like this long ass thing about it. John Green is nasty as fuck though.
Yeah.
I have like a visceral hatred of the Green brothers that I cannot fully
Wait, Green
explicate.
Brothers.
John and Hank. There's two of them.
Hank Green.
There's the one that wrote the Fault in Our Stars and all that
Yeah.
shit. Oh wait, did he write that? Or he wrote Chasing Paper Planes?
Do I look like I read books?
The one about Baked Alaska? I don't know.
Baked Alaska? Oh,
Yeah.
Finding Alaska?
Yeah, that one. So he wrote those books. Then the other one makes like science videos on YouTube. But both of them, something about their face, the way they speak, their mannerisms, who they are, it's like a visceral reaction. I don't know. I go feral.
It's like people with punchable faces.
Like, you saw Nope?
I did see Nope. I just watched it again last night.
I'm
the
the monkey bitch.
Rent it. This
What's
is
his
sponsored by
name?
Nope.
Rudy?
Gordy.
Gordy, bitch, I'm Gordy. I'm like, I'm Gordy. Anytime I see one of the Hank brothers.
Girl.
No, the Green brothers. They're not both named Hank. Chasing Paper Planes. Listen, he had some books, all right? We're not going to talk about them because he's a mess. Body odor does have a lot to do with genes and nutrition.
Yes.
I have a lot of protein in my diet. And he eats lots of vegetables, so that might be... I mean, I eat a lot of vegetables too because I eat veggies and then I give the rest to my rat. So he's like my compost. Since getting him, my vegetable intake has gone up a lot. It's good. It's good. Being a father is good.
It's all day's work about being a parent.
That it is. All right, we have another story.
From Money. This happened about a year ago or so. This guy hits me up on Grindr and we hit it off. He talks to me showing a lot of interest, which felt nice because I don't usually have someone else show romantic interest in me. We met, dated, and all that. Then all of a sudden he disappears. Literally no messages, no nothing. That really affected me emotionally. I told myself, oh, of course someone wouldn't really be interested in me. I really brought myself down. I already had very low self-esteem. Anyway, a few weeks after his disappearance, I tried calling again, but of course, no answer. Although this time his voicemail had changed and it included his full name. I used that to try to find him on social media and I succeeded. When I inspected his profile, then I realized the most probable reason he disappeared. Turns out that the dude was actually a Catholic priest in training. So it clicked to me that he was just using me from the start just to satisfy his curiosities of being with a guy, and once he was satisfied or full of guilt, then he just disappeared. Honestly, that made me feel worse because it made me question how much of what he had said or told me was genuine. If he just wanted sex, he could have just said so, but playing with my emotions just to get to is worse. I got even more depressed after that. How come this stuff happens to me?
You want to start or you want me to start? Because I'll say this. To start, this whole story, I'm seeing a lot of self-deprecation here, right? Which we talked about earlier. I think at the core, this is...
First of all, why are we stalking guys? True.
Okay, but if someone goes, I'm going to try to find out what happened. I'm a be Nancy Drew.
Oh no, see, I've been the type of bitch that ghosts people, so like, I get it. But I've also been ghosted. But like, I've also learned like, if someone don't want to talk to me, they don't want to talk to me. Like, whatever, cut the loss, move on. Who else want my attention?
That's what I was also gonna say to start. It's a lot of self-deprecation, but you got to realize that this isn't necessarily personal to you. Like, it's not about you. Especially if he was a priest in training. All this whole situation has everything to do with who he was, what journey he's currently on, and finding himself and all that shit. And it's fucked up that he made you a pawn in that, and that's not right. And, you know, there should have been conversations earlier about what y'all were doing. But I wouldn't internalize it and be like, why does this happen to me?
Yeah, no.
Or I wouldn't, you know, because it's not your fault. It could have been anyone.
Yeah, and if you found out he turned into a priest, bitch, you dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
That sounds no bueno.
Yeah.
No shade to y'all religious folk, but like, a priest?
Did he
a
fuck
priest?
Good? Do you think priests fuck good? The ones that do have sex? Like, not like the ones that don't have sex. But think about it. What all those priests that don't have sex, what if some of them were good at it? You know, it's so sad.
But like, what if they're only allowed to do missionary? That's why it's called missionary. Then it's like, that's boring. It's giving dun 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 dun. It's giving.
I wanted them to submit. We need them to reach out. That's so long. Real quick, let's take a quick aside to talk about that because I'm glad you brought it up because I've been waiting to talk about this.
Yeah.
That situation has been enrapturing my mind. Did you see the update?
No.
Okay, so if you didn't see if you're unfamiliar with the original story, I'll post the link in Discord later, or if someone wants to find the TikTok now, they can post it in chat. But it's this whole thing about this guy whose girlfriend broke up with him because she didn't like the music that he was fucking to, and it was this one song. Well, I don't even remember what the fuck it was called, but It's got
called
some
like Sebat or something.
Sebat or some shit like that. It's got some heinous beat. I'll play the first 3 seconds because then I won't get DCMA'd. DMCA'd.
It's all over TikTok if you're on TikTok.
If you're on TikTok, you've definitely seen this shit. But this one.
And is.
This is not it.
I think it was that.
Was it that one?
Yeah.
It was just later in the song?
No, the. Oh.
Okay, so we're just gonna play that much, but it's that whole song. And after a while, she was like, I don't like the song, please stop playing it during sex. And then she caught him fucking her to the beat of that song.
Without the song even being
without
on.
the song playing. So it was definitely like a in, out, in, in, out. You know what I mean? Like, it's sick. So anyway, he posted this story on Reddit. And then those Reddit accounts, the TikTok accounts that post Reddit stories on TikTok started spreading it. And then the update, the sister of the girlfriend found the TikTok, recognized, because the original Reddit post had like name information. The story just matched up too well. And then not even that, she remembered the song because once at a family dinner, they were talking about music taste, and the girlfriend was like, oh, my boyfriend has a really like weird taste in music. And the dad was like, oh, play something. And so he played that song. And then the parents were like,
who just
that's
shows that
terrible.
song to people,
That's
though?
so terrible. Blah, 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 blah. And so she recognized it from that situation. And the sister showed the parents, which then told the ex. And then she told him. So now the man's in like hiding. And that's the update. I saw that one on TikTok the other day, which is crazy. Me and my man fucked a not Taylor Swift. August slipped away.
She wears short skirts, I wear t-shirts.
That is valid. Worry about each other, not the music. Do you have sex to music? I normally don't.
No, we're usually just like watching things on Netflix, and I'm like, pull it out. I'm bored.
Yeah, I really don't ever play music that much.
Mm-mm.
I'm not like in college. I did because I didn't want.
Yeah.
Then you thin walls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you always had to think of like something to play so like your roommates don't hear.
Thin walls, and I don't think I had I didn't have a full sex playlist. I had one playlist that I put on when this one guy came over because I knew it was music that he liked, but it was also music I liked.
Yeah.
So I also just listened to it whenever. But I just knew that he also had similar music taste. So I played it when he was there. When you're when you were at your parents' house,
You fucking at your parents' house?
Well, yeah, he lives at home, so
Oh.
that makes sense. Wait, who's the Owl City? My first boyfriend always wanted to listen to Fireflies by Owl City when we messed around.
You would not.
That is essentially the same. Were y'all fucking to the beat?
Lines.
Oh hell!
Oh my god. I have a really fun story. Y'all remember Drag Race season 11, the first contestant out, don't want to name them because they're a shit person. They share a name with a drink. But
Fanta? Mountain Dew?
oh. Yeah.
If you don't remember, is the bitch with the cyst.
It popped on the plane on the way there, and then she made that her excuse as to why I hate them all. As to why her outfit was shitty, but it was just shitty. But one time I hooked up with them when I was like 18, and like they were, I think like 21 or 22, and like they were still living in the suburbs because we're from the same suburbs.
I forgot they're from here.
And yeah, they fucked me in their shower listening to "Sissy That Walk" by RuPaul.
And that was the audition tape. Mm-hmm. And that's what got them on Drag Race.
And if I fly, or if I fall. It was giving.
Now, Sissy That Cock.
Stop! Oh my god.
Oh god. Well, at least you know if someone else has ever had sex to either Sissy That Walk or Pound the Alarm, you have similar experiences because they're the same song.
Mm-hmm. I see my sisters out there. We see each other.
Exactly. The PS4 intro, I have definitely fucked to the PS4 intro multiple times, but I haven't touched my PS4 in years.
PS4 intro.
Yeah, you know, it's... Okay. this song.
And I sucked up some people's sons to this, so yeah.
It goes on for so long. It is like an infuriating sound. I hate it. We've all got problems. It's okay.
Real.
The next one is a pretty quick one. It's from Joey. It's a general question. And it says, I'm friends with two individuals who dislike each other. Neither of them know that I'm friends with the other. What do I do? Have you been in a situation like this?
Oh, plenty of times. Unfortunately.
I feel like this is a pretty relatable experience.
Yeah.
What do you do in this situation?
Well, I like to think that I'm not someone that, like, tells other people, like, each other shit about each other. Like, if someone has confidence in me to, like, talk shit about someone to them, or, you know, like, let's say you were talking shit about so-and-so to me, I wouldn't go to so-and-so and say anything.
Yes.
So, like, I would take in both sides and just, I don't know, make my own stories in my head, like, this kind of cunty. Like,
that's fair.
Give me my popcorn. I love this.
Yeah. We like to hear everything.
Just tell me the tea.
We like to hear everything. You know what I mean? I have been on both sides of this. I've both been the person that disliked another person's friend, but I've also been the person in the middle. And I think when I'm the person who doesn't like the other person, I usually take the approach of, I don't care, but if they're going to be there, you know, like, I won't start a fight or nothing, but I just would rather not be there. You know what I mean? Or, like, let me know beforehand.
That or tell them to, like, stay away.
Yeah. Or, like, we can be in the same room, but you're over there, I'm over here. We really don't have to interact. You know what I mean? That's fine. When I'm in the middle, I, likewise, I'm nobody's keeper. You know what I mean? You're both adults. Whatever problems you have with each other, that's on y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they're both telling me things, I'm gonna keep it to myself. You know, I'm not gonna tell the other person because that's just within reason. If it's something really fucking bad and you like have to tell the other person,
like if someone's about to get beat, then it's like I should at least give my girl a warning,
right? Or if it's like really irreparable damages, or if someone's telling other people like misinformation and it's affecting the other person. You know, everything comes with a check and a balance. But in most cases, I'm like, y'all are adults. You don't like each other, whatever. You know, you work it out or you can't work it out. And if I feel that I still want to be friends with both of them, I'll just do it. You know what I mean? But in this case, neither of them know that they're friends with the other one. So they're kind of in a unique situation where they don't have to, you know, feel the need to be like, I'm not going to tell them, blah, blah, blah. Because they don't even know that they're friends. Yeah. So you really don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. I think you're in a perfect little situation. You know.
Let them talk their shit.
Let them talk their shit. I wouldn't run to the other person and tell them unless it was like really irreparable. And if at one point you realize that one of the people you're friends with is a piece of shit, you could just put them at arm's length and be like, actually, you're kind of a bad person. You know what I mean? Because there have been times where I'm the person in the middle and I'm hearing both sides. And I'm like, something not adding up. And I know who's lying. And I'm like, you're a bad person.
Somebody lying.
And it's just not cute, you know? And in that case, you just drop that one person. And that's it. It's easy.
Yeah. Usually sometimes in situations like that, you can tell who's like blowing things out of proportion.
Yeah.
Like who's more a little clear-headed in the tension.
It's like you're the detective and you're corroborating stories. You know what I mean? So yeah, come on. She-Hulk that shit. Attorney at law. Figure it out. And sign Megan Thee Stallion to your firm.
Hello.
Which I don't understand because she works in superhuman law. Are they saying Megan Thee Stallion is a superhuman?
She is Megan Thee motherfucking Stallion.
And in the MCU, did Megan Thee Stallion still do that interview with Carisha?
Where was Megan Thee Stallion during the Infinity War?
She didn't blip because the song came out in 2020. I tweeted about this. The song came out in 2020, and Ivan helped me out on this one. Song came in 2020. She talks about Tiger King. She talks about the quarantine. So does COVID exist in MCU? Or is the quarantine the blip? And then... I'm glad you brought it up because I've been waiting to talk about it. Can we get a nail tour? Let's get a quick nail tour.
I've been like practicing them myself.
They're really
There's
pretty.
just little gel extension tips. They're supposed to be more blended and ombre-y, but you know, we're learning. And they're red on the bottom, kinda.
Come on, red bottoms.
Red bottoms.
They're fun. They're fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Those are cute.
Where was she in Endgame though?
That's a good question. You think MCU Meg has songs that aren't released for us because they were like related to Thanos fucking shit up? I know she got a bar somewhere about doing the snap. You know what I mean? I just know it.
And I'll be snapping like that.
But also that made me question, like, okay, so does the general public know about the snap and shit like that, or they just know that people went missing? Like, they know about the blip itself, but did they know about like Thanos doing a snap and then Iron Man doing another snap? You know what I mean? Because those are like the finer details.
Yeah.
And if you weren't at the battle, you don't know, unless people are, you know, saying shit, right? Does Meg have powers because shit? That's what we just said. Because She-Hulk is her lawyer, does Meg have some powers because She-Hulk is head of the Superhuman Law Division. Oh, Ant-Man has a book and a podcast. Oh, because the public knows everything because Ant-Man is talking shit. Okay. Interesting.
Gag.
I know that. All right, let's go on to the next question.
From Sandra Ho. Basically, how did you get into nightlife? i.e. bar backing, dancing, generally living as a night person, and what are the pros and cons you see from your experience with entertainment / nightlife / other jobs or maintaining a healthy balance of those things? Love the stream, long time fan.
Okay, so in the question, they kind of like geared it towards what I do. But it's great that you're here because you are also a nightlife persona, you know, entertainer, etc., etc. You want to go first? Talk about your nightlife experience? Because yours is way different from mine.
Yeah. So I was a naughty girl. I started going out when I was 18 with a little fake.
For legal reasons, we cannot condone this.
Yeah, for legal reasons, I was 21 in a different state. So yeah, I first started going out because I like was getting into drag and I like was loving what I was seeing online and I just wanted to really be like a lot closer involved in the actual community. So I went and for legal reasons. So I went and like just went out to shows to see them, like meet people. But
would you go in drag?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I would always go in drag.
Would that help your fate?
Oh yeah.
Because
of course.
They couldn't like really.
Yeah. No one was gonna like tell or like especially like a little.
I always thought about that.
Yeah, at a lot of drag bars like they bring in a lot of people from like out of town always. So it was just like wasn't a like thing that people thought about whenever I would go out. And I also was really good at like keeping a distance from getting like too close to people. Like I didn't want people to like ask questions or like be like, oh, or how long have you lived here? Or like so and so and so and so, like get too deep into the details. And I also wasn't performing until I turned 21 because
that definitely makes sense. Yeah,
because I didn't want to be too in the limelight. I just wanted to be like there, known for being out, but not known for too much.
Because in New York, I remember it's always stories of girls that are like known in the scene in New York, and then all of a sudden it's their 21st birthday.
Yep.
And you're like, girl, wait a second, like Aquaria.
It was iconic for me though, because like when I was 20, just like 5 months away from turning 21, I was like being a little ballsy, and I was like, let me do this little bar competition. And I was set to win. Like I had the most drink ticket votes that night, so on and so forth. I was set to win, but someone, a bartender that wanted to fuck me, that knew my age from Tinder, went and badmouthed me to like his manager. So I was pulled from the middle of the competition in the middle of a number and was told, yeah, just get your stuff. Like, no.
In the middle of a number?
In the middle of a number.
What number were you doing? Do you remember?
I think it was a start to some Britney song. I don't know. It was like a lip sync competition, like portion of the night. So
wait,
basically the person
which
against
bar?
One. My favorite bar, Charlie's.
Oh. They moved past that, obviously.
Oh yeah, a whole different manager, and like, it was kind of cool. I was the first name on a list of underage girls in the city at the time.
Work.
I was known.
But considering that this person is of age,
yeah.
We'll talk about how I got into nightlife.
Yeah.
And then we'll give them advice. I didn't really plan on getting into nightlife. I just started working at a bar because I was broke and could not pay rent. And so I started working at a bar, and Then my bar started doing drag brunch, which isn't nightlife because it's a daytime thing.
Mm-hmm.
But through that, I met a bunch of drag performers and started hanging out around them, going to more of their shows. And then from there, I got a job in Boys Town, which is all nights, no daytime stuff like at my other job before I quit there. And then I just was around more gay people and talking to more gay people and going to more shows and just
Faggoty
being
era.
around nightlife more. But I really wouldn't consider myself like in nightlife that much, you know what I mean? But I guess I do.
People know you in nightlife.
They know
so
me.
Like you're part of nightlife.
I'm just around. I think you just be around and you just talk to people and you just do that and you just be nice and just let people know who you are. And then I started doing that go-go competition and I guess that helped too.
Yeah.
But people knew who I was before that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people just know me as Pro Gunk.
Come on, fame and fortune.
I think it's fun. Pros and cons. For me, I sleep in a lot, and my guinea pig wakes me up when he's hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Cons. Pros. I have a lot of free time, because for me, nightlife is my job. So my weekends are shit. That's a con. But my pros are I have my Monday through Wednesdays are free.
That's nice.
And then my work week is really Thursday through Sunday. And I'm like nonstop pretty much for that. I don't know if I want to do it forever. You know what I mean? Eventually,
Yeah.
I want to do some other stuff.
That's true.
But I'll get to that when I get to that. Maintaining a healthy balance is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And I am currently trying to navigate how to be healthier about it. And it's hard.
It's very hard.
It's very fucking difficult.
I definitely feel you on being like sleep deprived. Like in the morning, it is impossible for me to get up at a certain time. Like anything before 2 p.m. Oh, you're testing your luck with that one. Like I'll see if I'll make it, but fuck. Definitely. I guess like spending too and going out, because like if you're going to the wrong bar on the wrong night, like it can be expensive just to hang out or like
since I work at a bar, I carry a lot of cash, and so I limit myself. I'll only bring up a certain amount of money. I'll split it up. I'll be like, this is for my drinks, and this is for what I give the performers. Because if you're going out to a drag show, to a go-go bar, anywhere where there are people entertaining you, bring cash.
Speak on it.
Bring cash. Tip entertainers. It's important. And it's a good conversation starter.
Oh, yeah.
The best way to get to know somebody a little bit is to give them some money. They'll be way more likely to say hello to you, share their Instagram, start a little conversation, and then you see them out a couple more times. They'll start to know your face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, I see so many faces, blah, blah, blah. And that's true.
But like, if you make it memorable,
exactly.
Then it's like, oh, of course I know.
Then you're memorable. You know what I mean? Like, there are people who I know, like, really tangentially. Like, they're acquaintances. But every time I'm out, they say hi to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, Sasha Love, anytime I'm out, she recognizes me. She runs up, she says hi. Boy J, another one, always says hi. But these are people that, like, I don't know them really that well.
Yeah.
They're just acquaintances.
Mm-hmm.
But we know each other enough that it's like, you go up and say hi.
Yeah, it's nice to have friendly faces, like, anywhere you go. Why not?
Exactly.
Community.
So I think my advice is bring money to tip people, tip your entertainers, go to more shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't just go out to the club, just go out to the club. Like, go see a show. Because usually it's a little, not quieter, but there are more opportunities to talk to people.
Yeah.
Rather than, like, if it's a general club night and the music's just pumping, because then it's hard to talk to people, and then people just aren't going to remember it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and if, like, you find someone new, like, to have fun with that night or something, like, there's a good chance that you'll have fun in the daytime, too, like, finding something else to do during the day that's not involving drinking or whatever have you.
Because nightlife isn't all of it.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many other things. And especially if you want to, like, develop friendships, you kind of have to take it out of bars at some point. You can't just only ever see people out at the clubs.
Yeah. I would say, too, like, being in nightlife definitely shifts your perception on what it is to, like, enjoy nightlife.
Definitely.
Because, like, there's so many nights where I'm like, I'd rather be home. Like, fuck.
I also don't drink as much anymore. I rarely will get trashed.
I know. I usually only drink when I'm, like, getting drink tickets or, like, have a bar tab at whatever I'm performing at.
Also, high Hi Sherlock, and hi Caramel.
Caramel
How we
Deville.
going? Happy Tuesday. Good luck with Roscoe's tonight.
Rusky Tosh.
If you are in Chicago, go to Roscoe's and support Roscoe's Drag Race to go see Caramel.
Shout out to Anya Nee's Thundercat, who just won semifinals last week. She went off.
Killed it. I tragically cannot go tonight because I have to get an outfit together for tomorrow.
And Arigato, winner of Charlie's Drag Survivor season 48.
And the first person to perform Break My Soul.
Break My Soul 10 minutes after it was released.
Yes.
Let it be known.
Let it be known.
Also, it's her birthday. Tell her happy birthday.
She will never let us forget. Yep.
Feliz cumpleaños, arigatito.
Yes, always. Ivy says night friends are different than day friends. That is true, but if you want to bring in a night friend into the daylight, that's totally viable.
Yeah, why not?
Hang out with your night friends during the daytime. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. But there are people that I see out at the clubs, and I'm like, they're just my friend.
Yeah, at the club.
Because you don't got time to bring everyone in the daylight.
Yeah. Some people just don't exist during the daylight either.
They don't. They fully will come out of a cave from Lower Wacker at 9 p.m. and move through the shadows up to Boys Town.
See, the reason why Apple Maps and like Google Maps don't work in Lower Wacker is because there's things here they don't want you to see.
Yes.
It's those people.
Vampires, we call them. Yep. And some people are daywalkers, and you can bring them into the daylight, like us.
Yes.
We're daywalkers. And streetwalkers. But yeah, that's our advice for nightlife stuff. But also, don't stress yourself out. If you're just like going out and trying to force relationships with people, it's just gonna be tougher.
Yeah, it's just not worth it at that point.
Go out and be chill. Don't shove your way into people's stuff. Go out, be chill, say hi to people.
Let your friendships flourish naturally.
Yeah, tip people. If you are so inclined, fuck people. Do whatever you want.
They call it friends with benefits for a reason.
It's up to you, sister. And then this is another Boys Town question after this. This is from Pocket Poppy. It's a general question. It says, how do I get more guys to come up and talk to me at the clubs in Boys Town? I am not the best person to answer this question because I hate when people come up and talk to me in Boys Town. And I cannot hide my emotions on my face, so I will almost always look disinterested and annoyed.
So I would say transition, get on estrogen and hormones because people love, chasers love to chase. But before I started transitioning, what I would do when I wanted like boys' attention and stuff, I would kind of wait by the bar, acting like I'm gonna get a drink or something. But I would keep my head up and like kind of like look out as if I'm looking for someone or something like that. And like somehow for some reason some like men would be interested and be like, oh, like you waiting for someone, or like, oh, like are you getting a drink, like with and just opens up like a little bit and you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm getting a drink, do you want one, like what's up, what's your name?
That's smart. I'll say here a little bit about me. Even when I was single, I have never gone to a bar and tried to talk to a stranger with any intention or anything like that.
Oh no.
If people come up to me and talk to me when I was single, I still didn't really like it that much because I usually when I'm out with friends and I don't really go out to like make out with people or try to take someone home. I'm just out to be with my girls. You know what I mean? That's just me. But we might come back to this question next month when my little brother David is here to talk about shit because I've seen how he works in public and he doesn't wait for people to come up and talk to him. He sees what he wants and he goes out and gets it, which I think is another thing. Why wait for someone to come up and talk to you when you could be proactive
and try talking to other people?
You know what I mean? Because I'll do that. I'll talk to people if I'm trying to be friendly and stuff, which goes back to the last question. Just go out and talk to people just to talk to people. But, if you are trying to take someone home or hook up with someone or find your boo for the night.
Yeah.
Maybe not if, try that. Try the drink method. But at some point, if you see something and you want it, Closed mouths don't get fed, baby.
Literally.
Go out, say hello.
And people definitely like two things. They like free shit and they like getting complimented.
Yes.
So get them a drink or tell them they look good. Even if they
compliment something. Compliment something. My favorite compliment is you smell good. That is a great one to get.
Mm-hmm.
And that, it just makes you, it just, oof.
It's like, oh, I smell good.
I smell good. Come a little closer. You know what I mean? It's like that. That's just how I feel about it. Closed mouths don't get fed, baby. There's nothing wrong making the first move. I think there's like this cultural thing where people feel bad about being like the first one to make a move, or like about being direct or things like that. I've never understood it because what's wrong with making the first move?
Yeah,
it doesn't make you weaker
because it's like, okay, I get to be in control.
It's a power play.
Yeah,
it's a power play, bitch.
Okay, the next one is from Secret Softy about sex and love.
Secret Softy, that's what they called me in high school.
Oh my god. Any tips on how to stop self-sabotaging oneself when it comes to dating? Have a lot of patience. Dating takes a long time to like find someone or like some ones that are like worthy of your time and like attention, and your energy, of course. So like I would say like don't be too set on what you're getting yourself into with different people. Like let's say you start chatting with someone on something and you're like gonna meet up with them. Don't be too set on it working because like more often than not, like your expectations aren't gonna meet up with what you actually get. And like in turn that can make you like kind of maybe like reflect negatively on it, like, oh, why did I trust that? Or like, is this what I'm bringing in? But like, I don't know. Everyone's kind of a hopeless romantic too, I feel like, that are on dating apps. So like,
yeah, I'm not too big on
that. So take time with things because you never know.
Don't push things. Don't rush things. We said this up top, but it just took me 9 months. You know what I mean? But that's me. I'm fine with taking things really slow. I like that. I prefer it. It gives you time to like get to know somebody. And then if you are self-sabotaging, it gives you time to reflect on like why you're doing things like that make you self-sabotage. Is it from previous relationships? Have you been burned before? And what you can do to remind yourself that this person that you're trying to establish something with, they're not the person that hurt you before. And that's a big reminder. That's something whenever I find myself overthinking, I like to remind myself that they're not the person who hurt me previously. And if this person hasn't hurt you yet, they've given you no reason to overthink or self-sabotage or give them,
the time of day.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they're presenting nothing but good things so far and you're having a great time with them and your brain is trying to tell you other things in the back, that's, first of all, a defense mechanism because you've been hurt before. And even if we're like healed from it, shit can still come back because anxiety is like ever present. You just gotta remind yourself and take it slow because this shit takes a while.
Fully.
You know what I mean?
Fully.
What are other ways you can self-sabotage though? Because at least for me, self-sabotage usually looks like overthinking or being mistrusting, or feelings of jealousy. And for me, it's always analyzing why I feel jealous. And for me, I usually bring it up. I'm pretty direct. If I feel a certain type of way, I'm gonna just say it. I might not say it in the moment. Like if we're out at a dinner party and there's people around, I'll probably wait until we get home. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if I feel a certain way, I'll talk about it. Or like mistrust and overthinking. That's when I remind myself, this person is not that person. They're a whole new person. Yeah. And they have other ways they can fuck up. They can mess up in their own way. Right. That's different. But maybe I'm like, because some people self-sabotage where they'll like push someone away once they're getting close to them. Yeah. And I'm trying to think of ways you can remedy that, because in that case you're just afraid of getting close to someone because you're afraid of getting hurt, which is another defense mechanism. And I think really the true answer is therapy. But
therapy can solve a lot of things.
Or if not solve, give you the tools to help alleviate. You know what I mean? For sure. Because like relationships, therapy also takes time. And also when you meet someone, know that right away you're not automatically going to be like the perfect person for each other. You know what I mean? Because when you meet someone, they're strangers. Both of you are strangers. And as you get to know this person and find out about each other, you'll figure out how to work with one another. And that's another way to keep yourself from self-sabotaging, is taking it from that way.
Yeah.
You're meeting someone new. Everyone's different. You have to approach everything differently. You can't use the same shit that in your last relationship in this one. Because it might not work. It's a different person.
I think another form of self-sabotaging sometimes is like not knowing what you want when you're getting into something new. And like, let's say the person that you're like trying to pursue or like getting to know, they don't know what they want. So if now they know what you want, then like, what are y'all doing together? Like
hanging out.
Why not? Why not? But like, I think it's always good to like have that directly said and stated, so nothing gets like conflicted later down the road, or like feelings don't get hurt.
Or if now that you know what you want, say that at least.
Yeah.
And then be open with each other.
Adults communicating. Could you imagine?
I could not imagine. Truly
crazy.
Crazy. So crazy, girl.
It's crazy, girl. Crazy, girl.
I've got that. Is there anything else? Let's see. Next is from Jack. It is a sex and love question. But actually, I think it's more of a confession, because there's not really a question here.
Okay.
It says, embarrassing as it sounds, I have very little experience with sex, and I feel embarrassed being with a guy when it comes down to the act. I don't know. I feel like in the LGBT community, you have to have the experience points, and I'm definitely lacking in points. Grown face emoji.
That's real.
So there's not really a question here, but we can talk about it.
Yeah.
So they're not too experienced in sex.
Yeah. I would say like the first few times I had sex, so, it was definitely very embarrassing, because like the first few partners I had sexually were all like gays that had been on Grindr for a minute, you know, whatever, like people that were like a little bit older and more experienced than me. So it
Very
definitely felt like,
experience.
yeah, definitely felt like they know what they're doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
a lot of people don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Even people with experience don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think once you realize y'all just people naked in front of each other, it takes a lot of the chutzpah out of it. You know, it makes it a little more normal.
I would say what we were just talking about though, like just having communication, like telling the person you're about to have sex with, like, hey, I kind of don't do this often. Like, you might have to take the lead on things. Or just framing it like, I'm more submissive. Like, I don't know.
Or just, like, good sex practices, talking to each other during sex about what you like. Like I say, closed mouths don't get fed. If you want something in sex, say it. And if they're not into it, you know, that's fine. You can do something else. But outline what you like beforehand and during it. Talk during sex. If something doesn't feel good, immediately say it. Don't feel like you need to, like, if you're a bottom and something hurts, don't feel like you have to put up with it because someone told you that bottoming hurts and bottoming is a lot of work and all this shit. You know what I mean?
Because, like, those statements are true, but, like, they shouldn't be, like, what you're basing your whole experience on.
Yeah, your whole experience. You know
Correct.
Find the prostate on an anatomy chart. Show us on the doll where the prostate is. Yeah, there's no shame in having little experience. Just because people out here fucking don't mean you have to be out here fucking. True. And if you want to be out here fucking,
live your best life.
Go out and fuck.
Safely.
I mean? Go out and fuck safely. Whatever that looks like to you. And get tested. I said this earlier. Go get tested.
You can get HIV tested for free, like, anywhere.
Yeah, tons of places. And most major cities have trucks that go around and will do it.
Know your resources.
Know resources. Or check websites if you don't know your resources. If PrEP is an option for you, take PrEP. Get your monkeypox vaccine too. Get your fucking monkeypox vaccines. If you're out and about, go get them. Omani got her second
My second dose.
right?
Yeah.
Second dose.
About to be knocked the fuck out tomorrow.
Period. Let it marinate. You know, my second dose did not do anything to me. My first dose knocked me out like a bitch though. I'm dead. First dose, I was like, and then I woke up sore.
See, I didn't feel anything after my first dose. I'm like, is this shit gonna hit me?
What's your blood type?
I'm a O positive. I can give it to anybody with positive.
Negative.
Come on, universal queens.
Interesting.
If y'all need blood, let me know. If you got positive blood, I got you.
But not really, because they're not gonna let us donate blood.
I know.
They're not gonna let us donate blood. Do you have anything else to say about this? Yeah, just don't feel shame about like not having experience points, because it doesn't really mean anything.
No, it really doesn't.
It really doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean?
Because like Like you said earlier, like someone that's been fucking for like years could still be very bad at sex.
Like, look at Austin Wolf.
Oh.
He don't know what he doing. That man do not look good when he's having sex.
No.
All you see is that sun tattoo on his belly button. There are no experience points there. There might be experience points, but he's not using them. All right. Yeah, I just wouldn't feel shame. Just be open about what you like, and just be open with your partners. That's really it. Just be open with your partners. This goes for everyone. Even if you have experience, be open with your partners. Talk to people, bitch. All right.
This one's from Tiggle Biddies, the one Yancey mentioned. Also about sex and love. Being a bigger guy myself, how would you go about crushing on dudes who would fuck/befriend you because they're all about body positivity, aka fully platonic or just another hole/dick? But realistically, they wouldn't want to see you as a romantic interest because of your body. They don't do anything blatantly wrong, but they'll also spend all their day dancing around their body positivity outlook being conditional.
This is kind of in the zeitgeist of the internet right now. If you're on Twitter and you saw that white gay that is being dragged and drawn and quartered through the streets for saying that what's wrong with muscle gays having muscle gay parties and only liking muscle people, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But in this case, it's about people who would fuck them because they want to seem like they're, thin crow. Yes, yeah, that whole situation. In this case, though, it is about people who are, they're kind of like fetishizing because they're like about body positivity and they just want to fuck them, but they don't really want to date them because of their body type.
Yeah.
And so while they're not outright saying it, their sexual interests don't align with their romantic interests in such a way that suggests that they're actually into bigger people.
Yeah. I will say this, though. You're allowed to fuck people that you wouldn't necessarily be with.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
you can fuck terrible people.
Yeah, so if you really think this person's, like, slinging good piece, get that piece.
Yeah, you can fuck terrible people. That's, maybe not tell everyone about it. You keep it on the down low.
I fucked chasers in the past, so, like, do I know they're a chaser? Sure, but it's like, swing a dick. That's just how it be sometimes.
Yeah. I think they know that.
Yeah.
But I think making the distinction between people who are, I guess in this case also chasers, they're chubby chasers, you know what I mean? Versus people who are actually interested in you. You just do that on a person by person basis. There's no like clear litmus test to like immediately delineate whether someone is fetishizing you or not.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously signs if someone is, but a lot of times it is more like subtle. And so I think you just have to really kind of figure out on a person by person basis what they actually want from you. Would they see you as a romantic interest? Are they just trying to fuck? Are they saying one thing and then doing another thing? Or are they just being like, yeah, let's fuck around? Because if they're just saying they want to fuck around and they're not showing romantic interest and they're not like trying to put it in, take that at face value and just fuck them.
Fully.
You know what I mean?
Also, speaking of fetishizing or whatever, y'all ever been with someone and then like broken up and then later found out they were with you because they were fetishizing you?
When
That's
you see
just
them with,
wild.
You see them the exact same type of person.
Yeah, or like you start like noticing different patterns of like showing what they're into or like.
I knew someone, an acquaintance in college, who had like a list and was really obsessed with like crossing off types of people on his list.
That's weird.
Where he
not,
was like
not the human bingo.
Literally human bingo. He was like this was an exact verbatim conversation, but it was kind of like this where he was like, oh yeah, like I haven't been with like an Indian man, or I haven't been with a trans guy, or I haven't been with a fat guy, and you know what I mean? And then like he would be like, oh yeah, I recently fucked like I don't know, let's say like some, I don't know, but it was fucking crazy.
One of my exes was this white boy, and then like while we were dating, I was like, oh, he's kind of into like Latin stuff, I guess. And then after we broke up, he kept posting different men on his story, and I was like, oh wait, they're all the same like nationality, skin color.
It was the type.
It
was the type. You were
was
crossing
a
off
type.
zodiacs. Crossing off zodiac signs isn't that bad. That's just
No,
like,
because anyone could be any zodiac.
and that's not like a physical
Yeah.
feature or anything. You know what I mean? Saying that you don't date Aries is different from saying that you don't date fat people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I did an Aries, and it was okay, but I didn't like it anymore. So I also don't date Aries anymore, you know?
Do I know any Aries? When is Aries?
March, right?
I don't know. I've been with 2 Aquariuses. One of which is current.
I've been with
A Taurus, I think.
I've been with
A Gemini.
an Aquarius, another Gemini, I've been with a Scorpio, and I've been with an Aries that I can at least remember.
I think realistically, I probably fucked every zodiac sign.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Just like,
Only Aryans know Aries. Jesus.
oh hell no.
I've been there.
I feel like that's someone's Grindr's profile. That is somebody's
Stop.
Grindr profile. 2 Sagittariuses,
Mm-hmm.
and they were both awful. I'm with a Sag.
I'm with a Sag.
Is it awful?
No.
Mine wasn't until it got bad.
Mm.
Do we have anything else to say about this? We kind of veered off into zodiac for a little bit.
But
But to bring it back to a place of the body positivity fetishization of it all, yeah, if someone's not blatantly doing anything wrong, but if you can tell, because you said they spend all day dancing around their body positivity outlook being conditional, you can tell. It's like that girl on TikTok who, if someone's like, I like big boys, and then she goes through their profile and their likes, and she finds out whether or not they're actually being conditional about it, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like that. You kind of have to just figure out on a person-by-person basis if they're playing you or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's tough, but it'll be worth the work because it'll save you the heartbreak in the end if you're like, all right, this person, they're being for fake, but I'll fuck them if they're cute, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. All right, we got a story. This is from DL Fem Talk. This is a final update on the barber story. Not the person fucking their barber all those many months ago, but their barber story from last month where they were wondering if they should fuck their barber. This is a different one. 2 different barber stories. But if you are the person who fucked their barber from the first one where they both had boyfriends and you fucked your barber but now you both have boyfriends and you're thinking about fucking your barber again, but you said the sex was bad because he was too tight, write in because I missed that. That's a fun story. Final update on the barber story. That guy that he asked me for advice about on our date followed me, and days after liking and unliking all my pictures, I'm blocked, and the barber is with a new guy that's his customer as well. Oh God. He always posts his cuts. Oh God. And they look like they could be related. Oh, Jesus. Mind you, I'm still on his close friends, and he's still on his horny hoe shit despite him having a new man he posted and tagged on public stories. Meanwhile, old boy I was worried about is worried about me. When I was worried about him, barber boy already moved on to a new customer. I moved on from this and I learned that messing with your barber is a huge no, because now he thinks we're besties. How demented is he? If someone tells you they are damaged, they mean it. And if social media is the main basis of your bond, relationship, or whatever you were trying to build, how real is it? Question mark. I don't know. He was also one of those mask for mask gays too. Immediately no. And I didn't know what people meant when they called them annoying, and now I know. Well, see, you learned.
You fucked around, you found out.
You learned. We gave advice last month. This Ivan and I talked about this one. And we also said it was a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Or we said, if you're going to fuck your barber, just fuck your barber and don't try to make it anything else. And it looks like they tried to make it something else, and they fucked around and found out that it was a mess.
I don't know. I've always had like the thought process of like, well, I say this, but I don't think it's that true. Don't shit where you eat. So like, don't be like starting stuff where you know you're gonna be there again and again, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I say that when I fully like most of my relationships have been with other drag performers. So like, I don't necessarily follow my own wording, but yeah, I would definitely not pursue the barber just because like you know you're gonna see them again.
Yeah, or I would just get a new barber.
Yeah, things are just gonna get too complicated.
You can fuck a barber without it being your barber.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Fuck someone that happens to be a barber.
And I mean, you're still on the close friends list, so you could still fuck him, I guess, if you really wanted to. But he's annoying. But that
don't give him your money.
Yeah, I would not go to him.
No.
If he's annoying, don't give him your money, especially if he's not giving you free cuts.
Exactly.
But you can still fuck him. You're still on close friends. You said he's horny, but he's posting about this man on tag public stories.
Yeah, I'd feel a little weird.
Do you know the other guy? You said they look alike. We don't know if they actually move each other. Yeah. What others? You learned a lesson. And now you can move forward. All right, we only have 3 more questions for this month. I will take a quick second to let y'all know that you can always submit question stories and the like at my website, krogunk.com. You can also call in at 312-725-6483. The next advice stream will happen on the first week of October. It will feature my good little brother, David, and it'll be spooky season, so send in your ghost stories. Especially send in ghost stories. I always say that every month because I like reading ghost stories, but for next month, send in ghost stories. They don't even have to be yours. They don't even have to be your stories. Just send in ghost stories. I will read them. We'll make it spooky in here. I think David and I might dress up in costume.
It's spookies.
We might put them up. What date for next month? They're usually on the first Tuesday.
It's spookies.
Los Spookies. Did you ever see that show? I heard it was good, but I didn't watch it.
Maybe. No.
I had a guy in high school tell me that I looked like Fred Armisen.
That's rude.
I literally have never been more offended.
Did you punch him?
But I yelled.
I should have gotten physical. I don't condone violence, but sometimes the hands can be caught.
In high school, I was very twinky. I was not physical.
Damn.
Not physical.
Missed an opportunity.
I do not even think I looked like Fred Armisen then.
No.
I think he just thought that I was funny and that Fred Armisen was funny. And so in his brain, he was like, funny people. Glasses. Funny people with glasses. Fred Armisen.
We need the side-by-side comparison now.
I know.
Someone make one.
It was not good.
Okay, from Guth Raider Binsberg, also about sex and love. Any tips for getting involved with a couple? Ooh. I met with one of them twice, and he was all like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to do this.
Nobody's supposed to be here.
So I was like, okay, so tell your man. Like, he's so hot, and his man is okay, so I can make it work. But whenever he's in the area, he does lifts. He wants to chill, and I feel bad because karma is a real thing. I don't know what to say or do. I feel like it can go either way. Or should I do anything? SMH.
Okay. So you already fucked one of them twice.
Yeah, and like...
And he went all leprechauns.
Yeah, and like, it clearly seems like... I don't know, maybe they're kind of closed off if he's like, I'm not supposed to be here, I'm not supposed to do this. Like, maybe they're more monogamous.
Right. They say, like, talking to a couple, but there's not even anything in here to suggest that they would be into playing together.
Yeah.
You know
I would definitely say, like, if you want to pursue it, it's on the person you've been fucking to, like, kind of open that realm of possibility up. Because if you're on the outside saying, like, oh, yeah, like, let me fuck you and your man's, it's like, oh.
Right. And then...
They have to express interest first, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like, hey, me and my partner saw you across the bar and we liked your vibe. What's up?
We want to buy you a drink. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah. Which goes back to the nightlife question.
Yeah. And his man is okay. Like, if his man is okay, then, like,
you know what
why
I mean?
are you trying to make that work?
If the man is just, like, how okay? Like medium ugly? Like medium pretty? Like, is he okay? Like, do you really want to do it or you just want to do it because the other guy's hot? Because in that case, at least in one of those 3 ways where one of them feels out of it, and then you're in an awkward position where you're more interested in one person in the relationship, and if one of them is more interested in you, it's a mess.
Yeah.
3-ways with couples are a wreck. I prefer to just do 3-ways with strangers back in the day. That was a fun one. You know what I mean? Fucking with couples though, it's weird.
It always opens up a can of worms of, like, something can go wrong and like you can cause, like, tension with either you and the couple or, like, tension between the couple.
Bitch, once there was in college, it was in the middle of a 3-way, and one of them was more interested in me
I've been there.
It was paying more attention to me than the other one, and they had this whole thing, and they didn't fight during the encounter, but they definitely started getting into it like as I was about to leave, and that's why I kind of pulled one. Like, I'm gonna just let myself out.
Yeah.
It was very that, and so that was a mess. But if you're gonna get involved with them, there's really nothing much that you can do because it doesn't sound like here like that they're open. So if anything were to happen, it would either happen organically, like you become friends with the couple, and then you see if some shit happens.
Yeah,
like
you start like piecing things out on how to make your approach.
You do what the one person did with the bi boyfriend, and you all in one place. You smoke some weed. It's in the dark, and one thing led to another, etc., etc. If you were to do that, but like I said, there's not much you can do here.
No.
You can bring it up to him. That's really all you can do is bring it up to the guy with Lyft. Because he evidently wants to fuck, but you're afraid of karma, that's real. Evil eye.
I would say don't do it. It sounds this specific situation. No, don't seem like it's worth it. It
don't sound worth it, especially if he's just okay. If you're not like, ooh, they're both fine. You know what I mean? There's
the risk so ain't worth the reward.
There's so many other people you can fuck. Yeah. There's literally so many people. So many fucking people. A Lyft driver? Do he give you free lifts? Like, a backup dancer?
Well, a backup dancer.
Alright, this next question is from Aisha Erotica. Literal legend. General question. Can you please tell us about your dancing and bartending journey? Any helpful advice? I might be moving to NYC and I want to look at these positions since I already work remote during the week. Okay.
She don't love herself.
She don't love herself. We're going to open this up a little more because I want you to talk about being a drag performer as well. But I'll start with my dancing and bartending stuff. A lot of bars, if you want to be a bartender with no prior experience, you will most likely start out as a barback, and there's nothing wrong with that. It is a great way to learn a bar, learn how to make drinks, learn how to help out, and it's the quickest way to be a good bartender is being a good barback and being fast at what you do, knowing where all your liquors are, how to stock them, and watching the people above you, the bartenders, to see what to do and what not to do, because I've worked with some bartenders that are ass. And yeah, so if you have no prior experience and you're moving to New York, especially New York bars are probably a little harder to start off as a bartender. So you will definitely start as a barback for like hierarchy reasons, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you have no experience, yeah, start as a barback and work your way up. And usually barback, unless they like really need you as a barback, you'll probably only be doing it for a couple months. And then if they need bartenders, they'll move you up full time. At my current job, I do a bit of everything. I literally do whatever they need me to do. And I'm fine with that. But some people might not be fine with that. And if you want to find somewhere where you're just bartending, maybe bar back at one place and then get a job elsewhere. Now that you have prior experience, you put that on your resume, get a good recommendation from whoever is your GM at one bar to, there are ways to it. Dancing wise, I wouldn't even consider myself a go-go dancer. I'm in this competition, but I would not consider myself a go-go dancer because I only do it for the competition. So my experience is different because in the competition, at least personally, people aren't touching me just because my numbers are a little all over the place. So it's like I'm not gonna let people take the time to like put a couple dollars in my like jock strap or whatever. I would prefer people just throw it on stage. Yeah. And then I pick it up afterwards. You know what I mean? I take a more of the drag approach to accepting tips as a go-go dancer in this competition. But a bunch of my friends are go-go dancers, and I know they have different experiences, which I might bring this question up again next month because David is a go-go dancer and will probably be able to answer that part of the question better. But I can speak to the bartending stuff, and I did. Do you want to talk about drag and how that might relate? Just to perform, because dancing and drag, they're both performing. They relate to each other. You know what I mean? Not Vivica Westwood Mugler in the middle of the Bronx, in the middle of the projects, in the middle of the night.
I'm Vivica Westwood Mugler, and we are in the middle of the Bronx, in the middle of the projects, in the middle of the night. I would say with drag, like, or like just being a nightlife entertainer in general, it definitely helps to network and just like get to know people. Like, if you're not like booked a night, just go out and like meet the people that are booked, meet the people that are booking people. They say that like kissing ass is a good way to get up, and like you don't necessarily always have to kiss ass in order to like let people know who you are and like what maybe like your morals or like your views on things are. Like you can definitely talk someone up without necessarily like kissing their ass, and like I don't know. There's definitely just ways of taking opportunities that are either handed to you or like going out and finding those different opportunities and just like making your best out of them, trying to convince them like give me another opportunity or like point me to the people that can dish me out some opportunities.
Yeah. Networking is your friend.
Yeah. It's all about meeting people.
Yeah, or if you know a bar has dancers on certain nights, go on those nights, get to know the dancers, get to know the bartenders, because they'll know a lot of the process for like the hiring of the dancers, or they'll point you to someone who does know the process, and then you can figure some stuff out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What Miss Luna said, I love my unofficial drag mom who says she has too many drag children, but she helped me get connected to so many Bay Area queens. We love that. I sent DMs to 50 different queens until someone responded.
It beats like that sometimes.
That's a way.
Mm-hmm.
That is a way.
I've seen plenty of people just get booked for like one of my drag mom show just by like reaching out and asking, and my drag mom's like, I don't know who they are, but they asked, and like I saw what they had online. Definitely like keeping a presence for yourself online too, because like that's just like today's day and age, just having all your work
that's
online.
for everyone. Maybe not for the bartending part, but even it can be.
It can be.
You know, if you're making drinks at home, post them.
Yeah.
And you show that you know how to do it, and it shows that you can talk.
Yeah. It shows you know how to be like a good person, just have behind the bar. Then yeah, why not? Mm-hmm. Same thing with drag. Like if you can show that like you have like a solid like vision for your makeup, or like a solid vision for your styling, or if you're a great performer, like you can be lacking in any one of those spots, but as long as you have like at least one of those like on a good like kind of like rising trajectory, then you can kind of do anything.
Yeah, going to post videos of you out dancing. A lot of my friends that are like go-go dancers will post them dancing at clubs once they start getting booked. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if you're not booked, take some thoughty pics, something to show someone. You know what I mean? Because then they can be like, oh wait, let's book them. You know what I mean? All right, let's do actually this is the second to last question, because there is one, and this one came over text, which I want to let y'all know.
Hello.
Where is it? Here. I want y'all to know, do not text the number. I will ignore it. The number is for voicemails. Submit through the website. Do not text it. All right? So we're going to read. This one is...
Melted Blood Type
I
Lumina.
think it's a story.
Okay. So I messed with this DL guy, right?
Another one.
We've all been there. And he's not just any DL guy. He's my boy.
I have thoughts about that. We'll get to it.
Okay. Since we were 12 and 13, he's 23, I'm 24. Y'all are a year apart. We've been through it all, had ups and downs. Been with families, friends, camping trips, basketball, camp, etc. Like, we are close. Capital close. Like, showered and slept together close. But nothing ever felt that way, and I've never been attracted to him in the slightest, and vice versa. Until a couple months ago, he brought up how sexuality is a spectrum, and he spoke to me for a whole hour about how much of the world we limit ourselves from. We did shrooms. Ayy.
Okay, word.
Then he said he wanted to experiment with me. Me, someone post-heartbreak from a bottom and mid-host spiral, with nothing but bottoms from the ballroom that kept playing with my heart.
Not ballroom
Laughed
bottoms.
this off and shrugged it off despite how dick-deprived I was. Then things were regular, and we parted ways post-high. A week after that, he brought it up, and I'm not gonna lie, he is very good looking, and I just separated the fact that we grew up together, and it happened. And he convinced me I was the only one, and I stayed committed, and it happened some more times before I found out I wasn't. my dumbass, and tweaked on him because why lie, bro? You convinced me to be all yours and you lie. But anyways, fast forward, he hits me up again, apologizes, and we're boys again. Fine, but it's bad now because I know he's a hoe with girls, and I know he gets around with the boys. He's also in a frat, and he's not coming out, but it's bad now because I have a crush on him. And it gets even crazier because I'm walking for Fashion Week, and he's walking the same day and time and place. Like, wow. Very messy. I want to cut him off and move on, but part of me wants to tell him, part of me wants to tell him I like him. Ew, I don't know. And part of me wants to continue what we had because, not gonna lie, it was very good having a top in a bottom-filled world. Being verse sucks. And part of me wants to strictly be boys again. I don't know. I have to decide what's the healthiest decision because it's this weekend we have a mutual who's going, and she got us a hotel room, so we don't have to rush, and I don't know how I'm going to say no to that. SMH. Life is crazy. I mean...
Oh, there's so much to unpack here. There's so much. Also, hi, Stevie. How are you? Oh, God.
I mean, I always think DL men are just never worth it.
If you come here trying to talk to me about reasons why you should stay with the DL man, this is not the advice for you because I will 100% of the time tell you that a DL man is not worth it.
No.
They will gaslight, gatekeep, and guy boss you in the worst way possible and leave you like a piece of roadkill. They're not worth it.
No. Plus, like, if you, I don't know, it sounds like he wants you for, like, just you, like, being one-on-one, but it doesn't seem like he's, like, gonna be committed like that.
Because he doesn't want to come out.
Yeah, then...
He wants his cake and wants to eat it, too.
Yeah, that's not right.
But he can't have both.
No.
Because he can't be out here home with the girls and keeping just you on the side. But they said he also hoes around with the boys. So he gets around.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean...
And, like, yeah, y'all, like...
That's great.
Y'all grew up together, like, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes friendship's just complicated like that.
There
and, like,
is
y'all mess
history.
around, but then, hey, you decide that it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. You could, if you really decide you want to just do that, DL men should only be for dick.
Uh-huh.
That is true.
Manipulate, maneuver, mansplain.
Yeah, that's a
real.
good one. I think this is one of those weird situations because they have 10 years of history to fall back on, that it's not just like some random trashy DL man that they've met.
Yeah.
This is like someone that they like grew up with.
Like,
you know
this
what I
your
mean?
DL friend. Like,
Yeah, this your DL friend and things took a turn. Which in that case, it makes it difficult because you
tell
said...
your friend to do better, bitch, stand up.
Do your friend, yeah. I mean, if y'all are really friends, why hasn't he talked about why he doesn't want to come out, why he feels like he can't?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have those conversations. Have those. Yeah, it would be easy if it could just be one or the other, but that might not be possible. I mean, you're both gonna be in a hotel room. I just know y'all are gonna fuck. I just know it.
I mean, hey, if you fuck, but like,
Yeah.
don't get caught up on it.
Don't catch feelings. The catching feelings is the worst that you could do here. And you say you got a crush on him, but you also said ew, so you know that it's messy. You know it's messy.
Boots.
You know it's messy boots.
Boots.
Either fuck him or friend him, but do not bring it anything further. That's it. That's it. He's in a frat too. That's like another... The red flags are flagging.
Literally.
They're just accumulating here. You know what I mean? So take them rose-colored glasses off and make a decision. You know what I mean? There is a way where you could just keep him at arm's length and fuck him and be like a tangential friend without, being that close to him. You know what I mean? You just gotta divorce whatever romantic feelings you have about him.
Yeah.
This
Let
is
him
something-
suck you, though.
Boom. Maybe you should manipulate, mansplain.
It's manipulate or get manipulated in this world.
Maneuver. Maybe you should manipulate, maneuver, and mansplain his ass. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Give him a taste of what it means to be DL. Wait, I want to scroll back and read what Luna said about DL guys. The last DL guy I messed with, that ended when I was sleeping on his living room floor since he was self-conscious about how messy his bedroom was. Oh, God. So he left me on the floor, and I was awoken by his straight female roommate who didn't know he was bi, and there I was, a naked Asian twink on her living room floor at 3 a.m. after her graveyard shift.
Eek.
Oh my god.
Eek.
I feel like that situation, he's not self-conscious about how messy his room is. He's self-conscious about having a man in his bed.
Yeah.
Because he's DL and is like a self-hating homophobe.
No, ma'am.
You know
No,
what I
ma'am.
mean? Actually, I was with a DL guy, and after the hookup, he put up his fist for a fist bump and said, "Thanks, bro." And I said, "Get out of my house," and closed the door.
Not
As
the
you
thanks,
should.
bro.
Not the thanks, bro.
Men are weird.
I'm gonna do that the next time I have sex. I'm gonna say, "Thanks, bro." To my full ass boyfriend. To my full ass boyfriend. Thanks, bro. Little fist bump. I can't even do it with a straight face.
See, sometimes when I'm bored at the bar with Soy, if there's like no one we know at the bar and we're just chilling there, I'll just go up to him and be like, "Hey, come here often."
I
like,
love pretending like I'm strangers in public.
I'm like, "You don't home with anybody?"
Oh,
She's
it's
like,
my
"Shut the
favorite.
fuck up."
I love pretending like strangers in public. That is so great. Raise your hand if a DL man has fist bumped you before. And by that, I mean, put something in the chat. I'm trying to think. Has a DL man? I don't fuck with many DL men. I think in college I fucked with a couple. But I don't think we ever fist bumped. Or maybe we did. I don't know. I'm just going to say it probably has happened. You know what I mean? Because it's in the realm of possibility. I was in college. I feel like everyone was fist bumping. I think I've been there. I'm just going to go ahead and say yes. And even if I haven't, I stand with y'all in solidarity.
A white man one time asked me on Grindr if I was into race play. White men are a plague. White people are a plague.
A plague. If you're not familiar with what race play is, it is a form of fetish
He
sex
said GG's.
where
Good
there
game.
are racial implications. So that could be, you know, I don't even have to detail it for y'all. Y'all know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know, and if you don't, it's a mess. You ever seen Chewing Gum? It's like that.
Oh God.
That one scene in Chewing Gum. Great show. Yeah. It could be, but on the flip side, race play could also be the inverse of that.
He was like, but the other Asian twink let me call him slurs, and I was like,
Ah!
it ain't my fault. He don't love himself. No, literally.
No.
Imagine some guy's trying to like come on your back. He's like, "What? You're lying. Let me make your wet back." And it's like, "Oh."
That would- I would evaporate out of my soul. No, the only time race play should be acceptable is if you're like beating the shit out of the white lover in the situation as reparations. Because then it's like, then it's the power dynamic is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like when white men usually talk about race play, they want the power dynamic that they always have.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? But if you inverse it, take the power back, baby.
Right.
Take it back. Take it back. Colonize the colonizer. You should have said, "What if I call you slurs?"
Right.
All right, we have to move on. We have one question left. Queer as Folk episode 1. I do not wish to remember Queer as Folk at all. Actually, I would like to not remember. All right,
So we're gonna remain homophobic.
We will remain, right? This question says, I want to have a closed relationship that is open to other sexual but not romantic partners, but don't want to say, let's be open, if that's not something he's into, you know. So what you want is an open relationship.
But you don't want to call it an open relationship.
You want an open relationship, but you don't want polyamory. You want to fuck other people, you just don't want to date other people.
Yeah.
So you just want an open relationship, that's fine. But I don't think you should tiptoe around it by calling it
something that it's not.
You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
it is fundamentally an open relationship. That is what you're saying here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a closed relationship if you're going out and fucking other people.
Like, you can be committed to one person but still open sexually to others.
Exactly.
Like, I've definitely had sex with a bunch of people that were like that, where they're like, "Oh yeah, like my boyfriend's at work, but I was horny, so it's like, okay."
And it works for them.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that a lot of people have told me in their open relationships that like helps them work is like the feeling of knowing that you're choosing your partner every day. Because some people are like, well, how much you like? Well, you're making a conscious choice to still be with committed to that one person.
Mm-hmm.
And you also divulge sex from inherently romantic intimacy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
'Cause there's
Sex
plenty of
doesn't
times
always
where-
have intimacy.
Yeah. Like, I've definitely had people that, like, in my life that, like, I just, like, had for sex and otherwise it's like, okay, like, goodbye, part
Right.
ways.
The Ethical Slut, great book. If you haven't read it, read it. It's really good. Polysecure, I haven't read that one or heard of it. But I've read The Ethical Slut. Ethical Slut was fantastic. And it's very accessible. It's not like the language isn't like an academic book in a way that would like hurt your brain to read. It's pretty good.
Big word hurt small brain.
Yes, that is the big word hurt small brain. But the Ethical Slut talks about things in very colloquial language. It's pretty good. But yeah, if you want an open relationship, say that. But don't try to. You're not taking up. No, girl, take the bandit off and have the conversation. It's a difficult conversation. I can understand why they would want to try to make it not an open relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Me and my partner were like open for like the smallest amount of time. And like definitely it was when we were like getting back together again. And it was definitely like hard to talk about because it's like I know what you want right now is one thing, but what I want right now is completely different.
That's cool.
But like you just have to find like your middle ground and way to make it work. And like who knows, maybe it doesn't work. Like maybe y'all end up wanting to be close together, like completely close, and that's fine too.
Mm-hmm. And also don't think that like the second you make a decision to be open, you're open forever.
Yeah.
You can also have a talk and be like, actually, this really isn't working.
Mm-hmm.
And you can close it again. And then maybe later on the line, you want to open it again. But maybe you only fool around together. Maybe one of you drives Lyft and is trying to bring a third guy home. You know what I mean? This could be the same caller.
It could be.
But yeah, and nothing is set in stone. I think people get really scared about relationships because they think like the second a decision is made, you like can't change it,
Mm-hmm.
or they're afraid to get in relationships because it's like, well, you know, what am I gonna do? You can leave at any time.
Yeah.
That is some great free advice that a lot of people are afraid to hear. You can leave.
Yeah.
You choose to be with somebody. You're not locked in until you make a marriage commitment, and even then, you can have a divorce. It's messy, but until that point, you can leave.
Mm-hmm.
Up until the day before you sign that paper, you know, you can leave.
There's plenty of people that get married and still end up separating without going through like a full divorce. So,
Yeah.
like,
Just look at J-Lo. She hates Virgos. I'll talk shit about her.
it's hard to put Pandora back in the box. True.
Mm-hmm. And that's
true.
why she was on All Stars. It's hard to put her back in that box.
Girl.
My booty hole got the fissures. Oh no. I keep offering my man so he can see other people because I'm basically out of commission. Okay, that's very sweet.
That is sweet.
That's sweet. You're like, babe, I want to fuck, but I got fissures. I can't.
Like, I know you got needs. Go.
Yeah, but I hope you don't take it wrong. I just wanted to offer it. Is that weird? I don't think that's weird.
No.
Especially if you're like open and having conversations like that pretty often.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, listen, I physically cannot fulfill a need that you have right now. And I am perfectly fine if for this amount of time you go and find it somewhere else. As long as you set your boundaries with each other about what that looks like and what that means, then I don't think it's weird at all.
Yeah.
But he says, oh, do you want open? And I was like, no, but my booty hole cannot do what needs to be done. Insert law roach.
That's
Yeah,
real.
I don't think that's weird at all. If you... That's actually very sweet. That's like... That's a show of love and trust, you know? Because you're like, listen, I want to be there. But my booty don't want to be there. I cannot. How can I date? That's sweet. That's it for questions. That brings us to the end of the September advice stream. My birthday is in 1 week and 1 day. Yep, so this is my official, because I'm not having a birthday stream, so this is my birthday stream. I might have
I'm
a
like,
birthday
here's the
stream
cake.
still. I might have one next Tuesday or something like that. Yeah, this is my Virgo's groove. You have any closing words to say, Omani?
If you see trans people in public, give them money.
Big dot.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you're in Chicago, come to Charlie's every Thursday for Drug Survivor. Every first or third Sunday for House of Diamonds Takeover.
Big dot.
Follow me on Instagram at omanicrossdiamond, Twitter at omanicrossdiamond. I'm on Facebook as omanicrossdiamond. My Venmo is omanicross. Cash App
Songs.
is omanicross. And yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having
It was
me.
so fun. It was cute. I love this. I love having co-hosts. It's fun to have someone to talk to. Usually just me. As always, you can submit questions at crogunk.com or call in at 312-725-6483. Make sure to submit voicemail because I want more of them. And if your voicemail for some reason doesn't go through, reach out with me. Reach out publicly because
It was great meeting me. You say things about me.
I do. I
You
say
be
very lovely things
talking
about you. I
me.
do. I
Oh
hype up my friends all the time.
That's crazy.
I hype up my friends. I love it. I love to hype my friends up. But yeah, this was so fun. Thanks. I wish I could continue stream after this and play games. But tragically, I have to get together an outfit for tomorrow, and I am behind and struggling, and so I'm gonna do my best. And so to end us out, I am going to do a raid. We're gonna raid Stevie, another Chicago locale, who is fantastic and cool, and currently playing. I'm not too sure what he's playing.
About to find out.
Another Chicagoan. Go say hi, show some love. Be each other for costumes. Oh God, we might. We'll see. Anyways, submit questions. All voicemails get tarot cards, and put your voice changer. So call in, and we'll talk about your bullshit next month. Bye,
Bye.
friends.